Former U.S. officer talks about what is really to be found on Mars. The information comes from Albert Stubblebine. He was the commander of the U.S. Intelligence and Security Administration and one of the U.S. military's most distinguished intelligence chiefs. The statements were made by two personalities who are not conspiracy theorists, and among which is John Podesta, who was chief counsel of the staff of Bill Clinton and Barack Obama, and from Dr. Brian O'Leary, former NASA astronaut and professor of physics at Princeton University, who said there's a lot of evidence that we are in contact. Other cultures have been communicating with us for a very long time, he said. And according to Albert Stubblebine, here he is here, the general, there are structures on the surface of Mars, as well as that there are underground spaces. Also, there are machines on the surface of Mars that, of course, are not made by humans. And if you go to Google Mars, you'll find amazing things. For example, what looks like a perfect entrance. And when you go to Google Mars, you'll find this line. It's basically a line going around the circumference of Mars. Openings in the ground of Mars. Obviously, these are not natural. These look perfectly constructed. So according to Albert Stubblebine, there are structures on the surface of Mars as well as underground spaces. There are machines on the surface of Mars that, of course, are not made by humans, he says. At one point in his statement, he said the following. There are structures on the surface of Mars for history. There are structures below the surface of Mars that the Voyager cameras could not see in 1976. I would also like to say that there are machines on the surface of Mars, he said, and there are machines under the surface of Mars. We can see details, what they are, where they are, and many details about them. It's not known if it refers to extraterrestrial beings or just machines. To be clear here, according to his statements, he did not mention anything but just a general mention of what is there. The information could come from the remote viewing program, also known as the Stargate program. Apparently, the officer had played a key role in the Stargate program, which was a remote viewing program. Stubblebine was an advocate of psychic warfare and a key player in the Stargate project. The term remote viewing can be defined in many ways. It's the mental ability of humans to describe a remote geographical location hundreds of thousands of kilometers away from their physical location. The results of this project are not known. In other related experiments that have been done, subjects have successfully described physical objects that were not in their natural location. Please leave your comments about this, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.